crypto, NFTs. I mean, there's a lot.
Stop.
Yep.
I'm so bullish on NFTs.
What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new crypto TV episode. So guys, today we got to have a serious talk about NFTs. Now, it's come to my attention that NFTs are literally the next big get rich quick in the crypto space right now. Now, I don't know why. Well, actually, I kind of do, but there really has been a huge, massive, irrational drive to buy these things recently, and people can't seem to really see what's going on. And I hope to address that today. Now, I mean, you got guys like Jimmy Fallon, Post Malone, Steph Curry, Mark Cuban, even Justin Bieber and Logan Paul talking about them and promoting them and telling you even how much money they've been making from it. And some of them have even been creating their own, which is pretty nuts too. Like, look at this. Gary Vaynerchuk's digital scans of his V friends' hand-drawn doodles, it's literally a doodle from children, have actually generated more than $90 million in sales to date. I mean, let that sink in for just a little bit. I'll wait. All right, so I mean, this has to be nuts. And from what I've learned in the crypto space is if something is too good to be true and it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it probably is a duck. So let's take a deeper look into this. Also, it's not just Gary Vee jumping in on the wave creating NFTs to make this quick buck. It's actually gotten to a point where I've seen companies, literal companies, not just people, like Budweiser, Adidas, Nike, and even Macy's jumping in and pumping the crap out of them. So guys, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing a different perspective on NFTs as a cryptocurrency enthusiast and breaking down some insightful information that you might just want to listen to before actually going and buying your next Bored Ape or CryptoPunk. Which, by the way, just before Halloween weekend, CryptoPunk 9998 actually sold for $500 million. That's nuts. Now, with that being said, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm so I know you want me to keep making content like this. And also, don't forget to turn on post notifications. So guys, for those that aren't familiar with NFTs or non-fungible tokens, they are essentially a digital asset, which can be anything from JPEGs to videos that can be bought and sold online. Now, since they run on the blockchain, the ownership and validity of each can literally be tracked worldwide. So think of them as having a serial number that can't be replicated, and it is only bought and sold in front of an audience, so full transparency. Or is it? Now, here's where things get interesting from an investment perspective and why you have to be careful. Now, I got into NFTs back in 2019, way before the hype, and I was first introduced by a company called Bitmans, which hopefully maybe some of you guys remember. A couple years ago, we started talking about them, and they're basically a digital collectible that are a status symbol based on blockchain technology, represented as a literal digital diamond on like Apple Watches. Now, this was way before the hype that's going on now, and the point I'm trying to make is that I've seen how quickly NFTs have gone mainstream, and usually when this happens, something else typically replaces it just as quickly as they come. Now, what you guys have to understand is the main people in the NFT space are millennials. At least that's the target audience, and millennials are basically the instant gratification generation. Now, they literally hold the world in their hands on their cell phone and have done so from a very young age. And I'm not bashing it because that's also including me, but my generation is accustomed to having questions answered quickly, acting on that knowledge immediately, and then receiving feedback on demand. Now, obviously, this in turn creates waves of excitement and instant awareness around a specific event or item, especially when it comes to making money quickly. And this is key too. And I don't know if you have noticed, but the amount of self-employed are actually exploding. And the pattern first appeared in the third quarter of 2020, where the Internal Revenue Service, or the IRS, received nearly 1.6 million applications for new employer identification numbers, which is nuts. And this makes sense because my generation does have a passion for being your own boss and bashing the 9-to-5. And I don't know if you guys remember, but first we had drop shipping, then Amazon sellers, then Facebook ad strategies. And if you look back on those and try to enter that niche now, the hype is over because they are way too oversaturated. And that's the key here. Now, flash forward in 2021, we have meme coins trending and of course NFTs. And as with all hype comes saturation. And don't take it from me, even the Ethereum co-founder said he thinks that the market for non-fungible tokens has become way too saturated as the space has gained mainstream adoption in 2021. And the NFT market, I think, is figuring itself out right now, and I don't know if the value of it is really showing through yet. Now, as a cryptocurrency YouTuber myself, I also get hundreds of emails of new NFT projects coming to market, so I really do get to see cryptocurrency from another perspective that most don't as just typical consumers. I do more of the marketing for them. So with that being said, will some of these projects actually prosper through the NFT bubble? Sure, most likely. There might be some, but will most fail? Most definitely. At least that's what I believe. And again, don't take it from me. We even have computer scientists saying that NFTs are only valuable as tools for money laundering, tax evasion, and greater full investment fraud. And that there is zero actual value for NFTs, and their sole purpose is to create artificial scarcity of an artwork to supposedly increase its value. Now, guys, I'm not sure I personally entirely agree with that statement, as that pretty much says that cryptocurrency can also be used for all of those things. But I guess the biggest thing that we're leaving out here is that we need utility. Just like cryptocurrencies, we need utility for these NFTs. Now, here's the thing, guys. Tons of people are entering the NFT space to make a quick buck, and that's why you as a buyer need to be careful. Investing in cryptocurrency, obviously, in general is a risk, but investing in an NFT project that was literally created a month ago is an even bigger risk. And at this point, it's honestly hit or miss as to what will make you money with NFTs. Just like with meme coins, just as quickly as they come, they pretty much disappear. And what you need to understand too is that it is so freaking easy to create your own NFT project and coin. And on top of that, most of these NFT projects are buying all their Twitter and Discord followers and even buying their likes and comments online to make them appear established so that they can lure in investors, take all their money, and then just vanish completely, which is why transparency is also very important when choosing an NFT to invest in. And the biggest problem I see is that the only reason people buy them is to make money. Like, that's the sole purpose. With NFTs, there is no use case yet, at least with most of them or all of them. And the problem is the only driving factor is the people that promote them and the amount of hype they can draw around it, and for people to buy them with the sole intention to flip. Literally, the sole intention to buy them is to buy, flip, and resell, not to keep at all. And then the other problem is that there's a lot going on behind the scenes that you don't see with NFTs. Now, remember that CryptoPunk 998 that I told you about earlier in the intro of today's episode? That $500 million sale? It wasn't actually a sale at all. It instead was the owner merely utilizing a flash loan to artificially inflate the value of the punk. Think about that. There was no money laundered, though the loan defaulted and was automatically canceled by the smart contract and was only used to pump the price of CryptoPunks. Now, CryptoPunks 998's anonymous owner is now offering the NFT for sale at a handsome sum of $1 billion or 250,000 Ethereum. Would you look at that? Double the price. And that's literally what tons of people are doing to drive the craze of their own NFT projects. Now think about this. Maybe I start my own NFT project, or I buy a similar, slightly popular and established NFT for, let's say, $10,000. Then my friend or even myself buys my own NFT for $50,000. And keep in mind, no one knows it's me because they can only see a wallet ID, which are both different addresses, and nothing is tied back to me, of course. But the only thing that changed is now it looks like someone bought it for $50,000. And then, obviously, I do what anyone else would do. I put it back up for sale for just a mere $40,000, a huge discount of $10,000. And someone actually buys it thinking that they got a deal when I actually just made $30,000 off them, and they are now stuck with an NFT that I merely artificially inflated to sell off to somebody else. You see how that works? And it sure doesn't help when you have massive influencers talking about it nonstop, and then you see big businesses like Budweiser, Macy's, and even Adidas hyping up that they will be entering the space.
But Hayden, surely there has to be some reason to why everyone is talking about them, and why do you talk about NFTs yourself then if you don't really like them at all?
Well, that's a great question, and I don't want to sound like I'm bad-mouthing NFTs. I'm just trying to point out the truth and the actual transparency that's going on here. There's obviously still ways to make plenty of money in NFTs as long as you aren't the last one holding it. See what I did there? It's just like the gold rush. The people that made out the most were the people selling the pickaxes and the buckets, not the people mining gold. Some of them did, don't get me wrong. Some people hit gold, maybe 1% of them did, but 99% of them just bought all this equipment, tried mining, lost money, and that's it. The only people that truly got rich were the creators that are making the money on the NFTs with the least amount of risk. But besides creating NFTs, there are, however, many ways to make money in the space. For example, you can hold some for the long run, maybe ones that you believe in or have some sort of utility attached to the project, or even ones that at this point have become so mainstream, like the Bored Ape Yacht Club or even the CryptoPunks. Those make sense because of the amount of hype that those have, but the smaller ones, not so much. Another way to make money in the space is to get in super early during the minting stages where it costs next to nothing to purchase. And then obviously you wait, hopefully, and flip them for more of that floor price. Or the other way is to arbitrage them after they have come out, which is an option. It's basically scalping the NFT market like you would with cryptos. And if you dig deep enough, there are actually marketplaces that give you a good idea of the relative value and the price floor. And this will obviously help you compare to someone who's selling one of those NFTs lower than the market value, which allows you to buy it and then list it at market or even higher to make a quick buck. Now, guys, really, NFTs are no different than meme coins. Their goal is to get money now as quickly as they can, and if they blow up, basically figure out that utility later. They had no intentions of doing so, but since they got so much hype and news media around them, they just decided, okay, we'll transition from the scam that we were attempting to do and become more of a utility token now, because why not? We have so much attention and publicity. And that's pretty much what happened to things like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. Now, I don't think Dogecoin was intentionally made to scam people, as they openly said. They're literally a meme, but Shiba Inu, I'm not so sure. Now, NFTs need some sort of utility, obviously, to stabilize its price, or it will crash, like we've seen all the meme coins do. Now, guys, I have heard of a few ideas about projects trying to incorporate some sort of utility in the metaverse. Like, check out what Nike just did. They actually bought a virtual shoe company that makes NFTs and sneakers for the metaverse itself, which means that buying these NFTs to flex on people in the metaverse is actually just like collecting sneakers. And now Nike is apparently trying to make sure it's ready for the literal version of that possibility. And Nike also just announced the acquisition of RTFKT Studios, which it called a leading brand that leverages cutting-edge innovation to deliver next-generation collectibles that merge culture and gaming. Now, besides Nike, the NBA too has gotten into the action by partnering with a blockchain company called Dapper Labs, which we also reviewed here on the channel, to create NBA Top Shot, an online marketplace where fans can buy and sell video clips from pro basketball games. And what's crazy too is that the clips, which function like virtual trading cards, have so far generated more than 500 million in sales. Absolutely wild. Now, my opinion about the whole NFT craze is that I personally think they should be linked to some sort of tangible like object or event. For example, let's say if concert organizers tried to distribute concert tickets using blockchain such as NFTs, and then those tickets can then be resold for more money, that gives it utility because it eventually could be used for an event or some sort of concert. So that might be another option for NFTs to get some sort of utility, and then those projects might be something that I would consider investing in. But then I do have another thought too, which at this point everyone should be familiar with Bugatti, you know, the $5 million car that no one needs, but people continue to buy them. Well, what if I told you they are similar to NFTs? Hear me out. When you buy a regular car, the perks that come afterwards are generally pretty slim. And after all, with the exception of perhaps a limited warranty, you probably get a little more in terms of extras. However, with Bugatti, you essentially join an exclusive club. Now that's key here, because after you buy a Bugatti, you are invited to take part in a Grand Tour event every single year. And in this event, owners get to drive their Bugattis in glamorous locations, with those owners having the opportunity to go on driving courses, use high quality tracks, and even visit the Bugatti factory in Molsheim, and even attend private concerts. Now think about this. Getting a Bugatti means taking part in a luxury lifestyle that goes far beyond just owning a nice car. This gives you the power to network, and that is key here. So in comparison, Bored Ape Yacht Club, for example, which a lot of these mega millionaires and mega billionaires actually have purchased, have created an organized meetup in New York and California. And most recently, a weekend of festivities for owners was held in New York, featuring an actual yacht party and a concert that featured appearances from Chris Rock, Aziz Ansari, and The Strokes. folks. Now, of course, there is a business aspect to developing a community. Art of any kind is only worth as much as people are willing to pay for it. And in an NFT collection too, the floor price is essentially equal to what the least invested members are willing to sell for. Now, people believing they're holding a token into a community results in fewer people listing their apes for sale. And selling your ape isn't just now selling an NFT, but it gives utility, which means that NFT actually has a community pass too to go to these concerts and events. So guys, whether or not NFTs are a fad is up for debate, but I do believe in the technology. I'm just worried you will have to dig through a lot of people trying to make a quick buck off you before you actually unearth the company that's literally trying to improve life with NFTs. So guys, remember, the only people truly benefiting from NFTs are obviously the creators who get to sell their collection and charge a royalty on every sale, as Gary Vaynerchuk just said.
90 days, I've done $91 million in revenue on my VFriends NFT launch. The next 40, I've gotten a 10% royalty on every transaction.
But with that being said, let me know your opinion on NFTs in the comments below. And if I'm missing anything at all, definitely let me know down there. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.